I'll tell you something, and I've said this to the group here and other places. I have never seen such rotten years that have been the last 2 years. In my readings for people over the phone.
Everybody in the country has something going wrong.
Everybody's had something wrong.
Is it going to come to an end this year, please?
My spirit guide says by the 10th of January this month that it'll be over.
So we start going into a positive period?
I'm not an astrologer, but Uranus or something was sitting on us. Something was sitting on us.
We were all out of whack.
All out of whack.
So the out of whack will start to come back in the whack, and therefore some of this will start to slow down?
Yeah, it doesn't mean we were off track, but it just seems like everything started hitting us from the side. You know what I mean? It's like, and look, everybody going like this. It's like we didn't feel good, and we were tired, and things happened, and people lost their jobs. And that's right, yeah.
Brittany's big news. Forget about the sister. Talk about the other one. Big news.
Yeah, you know, I really think she ought to be on medication. I really do.
Really?
No, I'm very serious.
Do you think she'll find someone that will help her this next year?
Yeah, I'm really serious. I'm not trying to be glib or sarcastic, but I think the girl has what I would term almost like a bipolar condition.
So do you think she'll get help? Someone will figure that out?
Well, I hope to God somebody does, but I think she's surrounded by yes people, see, and so nobody tells her the truth.
All right, one of her yes people.
It's sort of like the Elvis syndrome, you know?
Well, now, did they not? They took her kids away from her for a minute, did they not?
Yeah, they did.
And then they gave them to that guy, what's his name?
Federline.
So they gave them to him, and now, did they just take the kids away from Federline again? Is that what it says?
It's sort of back and forth. Now I think they have double custody.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay,
yeah.
All right, let's switch. Let's go to Owen Wilson. What about him?
Yeah, I think he's going to have another dip in his depression, but I think he is going to get help.
Really?
Yeah, because I think he was, well, we know he was suicidally depressed.
Okay, so this
But
year...
I think this is, here we go again, this is a sign of the times. And now, of course, celebrities make headlines, but there's so many people out here are listening, you know, in television land that are saying, yeah, I feel like that too.
Okay, well, I mean, and again, because they're these celebrities, and the only reason I'm covering them is because I look at every newspaper, that's the only people that seemed like Hollywood's talking about, so I'm going to talk about them with you.
Sure.
How about Lindsay Lohan?
I think Lindsay Lohan's going to shape up her life. I really do.
This year?
Yes.
Make a comeback?
Yes, I think she's going to really straighten herself up.
All right, at least that's a good one. All right, and you know what? I don't know if I would. Okay, let's just talk for a second about Hollywood in general. I just made the comment about, you look at the cover of that paper. It doesn't say, you know, younger sister or younger sister pregnant. It says knocked up at 16.
Knocked up, I know.
Are we going to continue down this path of ridiculousness, salaciousness?
Yeah, you know, it's a terrible commentary for this world that a 16-year-old girl makes headlines in the paper, isn't it, to be pregnant?
All right, well, everyone wants to know a little bit about all the celebrity couples that are out there. You're going to do some predictions. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you think is going to happen with, you know who? Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie. Come on, it's every other day. It's in the tabloids. They hate each other. In tabloids, they love each other. They got a hit out on Jennifer. No, I won't say that. But,
I know.
Every other day. So what's going to happen?
I don't think for the long term they're going to stay together. No. I think they're also going to adopt another kid.
But why are they going to adopt children if they're not going to stay together?
Because I think they adopt a kid and then they decide they're not going to stay together.
So is he going to be back in the marketplace and all these women?
Yeah, I don't think he's ever going to go back to Jennifer Aniston. No.
All right, what about Jennifer herself? Is that girl finally going to find some love and have some happiness in her life and not look like they make her look in the tabloids?
I don't think anybody realizes the hurt. I mean, we're talking about soul hurt that this caused her because it was so played out in the media. I think any woman in here that's been divorced, it's hard enough, but to have it played out in the media it'd be even worse. Yeah, but I think eventually, and I said this, it's going to take her a year or two, but she's going to marry a producer.
Start here. Will this be the year, this year, before even the presidential election, will our troops, these people who are sending us all these salutations for the holidays, will they get to come home or start?
I think they're going to start coming home in increments. I really do. And I'll tell you what's going to cause it. Everybody else is going to start bailing. All the other countries are bailing.
Or bailing out. What do you... somebody made that happy, okay. So what do you think about President Bush right now? He is at the all-time low in approval ratings for himself.
Duh.
Is it going to get lower?
Yeah.
Going lower?
Lower. It's going to go so low they won't find it.
Okay, here we go. Who's going to be the Democratic frontrunner, or who's going to be the Democratic? Yeah, who's going to be the Democratic frontrunner?
I think Obama. I really do.
So you think that Hillary's going to be the frontrunner until the summer?
The summer. I think she's going to look like she's going to run away with everything, and then all of a sudden she, flattens out.
How about? Okay, so now if you're going to say that, that means that will it be a Democrat or a Republican in office?
Democrat.
Yes, ma'am. You had a question for Sylvia. Go right ahead.
Hi, Sylvia.
Had in a long time financially. Raise your hand. Take a look at that. Wait, but look at the audience. Everybody look around for a second, because you're not alone. We all had some issues last year, right? So, Sylvia, what's going on? The credit card interest rates, the house rates, the da rates, everybody.
I put these out in October, and before I put them out, some of the things happened, like lowering the interest rates. And I said the banks were going to come in and give people help on foreclosures, and they are.
So is the housing market going to now get stronger?
Yeah, it will. It certainly will. And the problem is some of these moguls will come in and buy up all the foreclosures, and they'll get richer.
Okay, now how about the job market? Because the job market's in a
job
slump.
market's awful, but it gets better. Ford, which is good for Michigan, because Michigan went flat like Silicon Valley did, is because they're going to start these new hybrids. So that's going to bring up the automotive industry.
How about this? How about the stock market? Come on with it. Is it going to be good, bad, what?
It's just it's like a roller coaster. I think that if you're going to deal in stock, I would look at medical stock, but I wouldn't do anything unless you research it, because it's just in a terrible mess. I mean, up one day, down the next, up, down, up, down. You can lose, gain. I mean, you'd be better off rolling the dice.
The lady that asked about that, don't do that.
Don't do that.
She was talking about other people, not you and your husband.
That's
right. But now how about the auto industry? Because now, that really is one of those benchmarks that a lot of people look at in our society.
If cars.
Houses and cars. If cars are not doing well, then the economy's not doing well. And the car market hasn't been doing that great.
No, and that's why I think we're going to go green. We're going to go hybrid. And I think
this coming year, more hybrid cars?
More hybrid.
All right. Okay. Yes, ma'am. You had a question. So this coming year, do you think we're going to end up with any medical breakthroughs? Because each year, and we've done a lot of talking about this. I think last year you said there was going to be breakthroughs in MS. There were some breakthroughs in MS.
And there's going to be some diabetic breakthroughs, and they're going to do something with sound waves with cancer.
And how about a flu?
The thing that worries me more than that, because there is a type of flu that's going to be resistant to everything. But what bothers me is people are not getting their kids vaccinated, and we're going to have whooping cough and mumps, measles, and everything else on the rise.
Again.
See, I don't believe, Montel, that vaccinations causes autism. I don't believe it.
You think it's something else?
Yes.
And will they prove that this year?
Yeah.
As I've seen some research breakthrough. Now, what about, okay, we're talking about medicine. Any other major areas of breakthrough? You say cancer, maybe?
Yeah, and I think they're going to also get more deeply into stem cell research, and that's going to be wonderful. See, why don't they just use the umbilical cords? I don't want anybody to kill any babies.
Okay. All right. Well, now, okay. How about natural disasters this year? Are we going to have any?
We're going to have another. Oh my God, that's what worries me the most. We're going to have more tsunamis. We're going to have a big earthquake in Japan. Look at what we've had in Indonesia. Look at what we've had. We're going to have all kinds of volcanoes from all parts of the country erupting that have been dead for years.
Tough year.
Tough year for weather.
Let me take a break. We'll be back right after this. It's going to be, what's this year got in store for all of us?
If you've ever noticed, and this is going to sound kind of strange, but check back over your life. Uneven years, like 7, 5, are years when things start, but nothing culminates. In even number years, things come to fruition. So because it's 2008, and 8 is a very mystical number. It's called the infinity number. And it's going to be a much better year.
To infinity and beyond.
That's right.